Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the After Credit Show. Yeah, the brand new After Credit Show.
In 2026, that's a whole new year.
Yeah, a whole new year and a whole new set of hosts. Forget the old ones that aren't here.
He'll be back. Brandon will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But we, this week, these last couple of weeks, we try to keep things relevant on the topics. So we don't have too much to go over, but we do have some pretty big ones. Yeah, we got the big things, yeah. So why doesn't Evander just take us away?
I mean, I already referenced, let's just jump into the Avengers trailers. Like, we can't not talk about them, right?
Yeah, so I've only really seen, because it's unique with this one, right? Because we don't talk about leaks on the show, but but the only way that you can watch them is if you've seen the leaks.
No, I'm talking about the ones that have officially been released.
They officially released them? You mean like in theaters or online?
The Cap and Thor ones are on YouTube.
I did not see those.
Oh yeah, that's how I saw them. They're just on YouTube. They're on Marvel's and Chris Hemsworth's fucking channel.
Okay, see, I didn't even know that. I only know of them because they were like being screened at like Avatar or something.
Yeah, they dropped the No, they're just out now.
Okay, well, what do you think of them? I saw this the Chris Evans one. I did not see the Thor one.
Oh, the Thor one's cool. The Thor one I thought was really cool. So I guess we'll talk about Captain America first. Cool trailer, cool seeing him back. Don't know what the baby is. I dig the vibe of the trailer. It feels very much. You can feel the okay, we gotta course correct now. You can definitely feel that. The lead up it's very reminiscent of just the lead up to Infinity War and Endgame. Just those very somber, serious trailers about some shit is gonna go down. Cap pulls the suit out. It's the scale armor, which is cool. I love that suit. It's cool seeing that back. I'm not sure what other thoughts you might have.
It's funny, I kind of anticipated that these Doomsday trailers would leave me speechless, but I didn't think that they would leave me speechless in this type of way. Not really too much to say. I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of what I expected. I'm happy to see Chris Evans back as Captain America. He did great in that role. But nothing too much to go over. Yeah,
they're definitely teasing that they're back. And I think since they're gonna be rebooting the universe, I'm like, that's fine. It's like one last send off to pass the torch off to whoever. Because kind of when Endgame finished, the plan going forward was like Cap and Iron Man are done. They're dead. And Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans are never coming back. That was the implication of Endgame. But now that we know they're rebooting the MCU and we are going to get a new Cap and a new Iron Man, it is kind of cool, or I think it's all right to bring them back, to be like, all right, one last time before a new one comes in. That's why I'm more okay with it. I'm just curious to see what they'll do with the reboot. The Thor one, I think, is cool because it's very dialogue heavy. It's cool. It's, I guess to explain, it's Thor in this cabin in the forest with his daughter from Thor: Love and Thunder, and he sets her down and he walks out, and it's him walking into the woods and praying to Odin for the strength to fight one last battle, but also it's kind of a good character moment. He's praying that his daughter doesn't grow up to live in a world where she has to fight. Very cool monologue from him, and he has the short hair. It's serious Thor, which makes me happy. I liked, everyone likes Ragnarok, beloved movie. Obviously, Love and Thunder, much more controversial. I do want to see a serious Thor back, though, because when I think of I guess the issue with Love and Thunder was it was adapting that Jason Aaron comic with Gore the God Butcher, and it's you can't really faithfully adapt that story with a silly, funny Thor. It doesn't. No. It just doesn't work. The characters, the interpretations don't match. So if you're gonna adapt the iconic Thor stories, he can't be a silly, goofy guy. It's fun for a little bit, but I need my Thor back, kicking ass. When he cuts the hair, he's serious.
Yeah, he's locking in.
Yeah, he's locking the fuck in. So I thought it was cool. I liked the dialogue in that trailer. I like the way it was written. It was cool seeing Thor in that way. Excited. There's the MCU's not in the greatest place. Hasn't been for a little bit. But as fans of comics, and you obviously want it to be good. So I think everyone is out here seeing these trailers like, please, one more time, just lock in one more time.
It's funny. I haven't seen too many people actually discussing them. Like even in our group chat with our friends, because Evander refuses to have Instagram anymore. So like we don't have
any social media.
Yeah, he has no social media aside from YouTube technically.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we never talked about it. It's like it didn't happen. Which if this was back in the day with Endgame and Infinity War, that's all we would have been talking about. So I wonder if that's
the brand is definitely
for what's
in a
to
bad
come.
Place.
Yeah,
brand's in a bad place. I don't know. I think this movie's probably going to ship money.
I think it will. Yeah, I think it'll sneak up. I think people will underestimate it, and then shit will hit the fan, and then the money will go everywhere.
The hype of bringing back RDJ and Chris Evans, it's that's a little hard to pass up. Because they're nostalgia baiting for 5 years ago.
I know.
They're well, actually 7.
It's remember the good old days?
Fucking a couple years back. Remember just before COVID? Kind of crazy.
Yeah. So,
yeah, one thing I was thinking that crossed my mind earlier is they're bringing back RDJ. They're bringing back Chris Evans. Chris Hemsworth, technically never left, but we're getting the core Avengers back. Are they going to bring back Scarlett Johansson? I would feel kind of yeah, I feel like she has to come back in some capacity. If you're gonna do a big send off and bring the core, you can't bring 5 out of 6 of them back.
I think they would do that for Secret Wars.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you got too much stuff going on for Doomsday because there was also that X-Men trailer, which
I haven't seen. I've heard whispers on the internet, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, at first I was like, okay, this is AI or this is fake, but then I actually saw someone.
Now, huh?
Yeah, totally. Especially when they haven't officially put them on YouTube or anything.
Yeah.
But I've seen videos of people in theaters, which again could be fake, easily.
Yeah, that's what they do
now
too. Is they fake trailers that look like they're recorded off a camcorder to make them look more legit.
Yeah, but it's this guy
sneaky.
talking to himself and showing the thing, being this trailer's actually real. It's not AI. But I'm I can't trust this video. This could be an AI video. You can't trust
anything anymore. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2. But yeah, from what I've seen on that one, we won't talk about it because it's technically a leak or it could be not real. That one looks interesting. I think this movie has a lot going on, and there's going to be even more going on that's not officially revealed. I say officially because there's a lot of murmurs online about who's going to be in the movie and then who's not going to be in the movie. So I think to go back to your original thing with Scarlett Johansson rejoining, I think that's going to have to be saved for Secret Wars when things are locked in and they have all the teams going, depending on which plot they adapt for Secret Wars. But
who knows what's going to happen with these movies? I'd say the only safe bet is it's probably going to make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to gamble, I'd say it's probably a safe bet. Next topic.
One thing I know we don't talking about box office or anything like that on this channel.
Yeah,
however,
we don't like to judge movies by it. We like to just
definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just wonder what's the point in the film where they have to reach box office wise to break even, because we've gone all out with this movie. And we'll never really know the true budget of the movie or what money they saved or which money they actually spent. So we want to establish those right now. We're aware of things like that. But
also the reality is, you and I both know that movies like this always they always profit off of between the toys and the distribution deals and getting international market. They always
for sure.
make their money back. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I'm just talking about
especially
the movie
when
itself.
When it's
that's what I'm curious
I know what
about.
you mean. But especially when it's Avengers or we talked about Superman, where they're gonna sell a fuck ton of toys and fucking cereal with Superman's face on it. They're gonna make their money back. Yeah, Hot Toys, all that shit.
Hot Toys they're gonna have a huge payday when that movie comes out.
Oh yeah, because and the reason those toy deals and all that is so good for them is I'm sure they get a percentage of the profit of the toy sales, but I'm pretty sure they also just get a big chunk of change right at the start. So they say let's say like McFarlane or whatever. I know they don't make Marvel toys, but say they make like Superman. They're like, okay, we'll pay you like fucking say like 10 million, 12 million to make the toys, and then they make
just for a license
profit after that. So regardless if the toys even sell well, they make the money back. But moving on to another big movie, Hunt for Gollum. Have you heard of this?
I heard a little bit about it a couple of years back, but I'm surprised that the conversations are kind of creeping back up for it. So it's officially happening now?
It's official. It was big announced. Andy Serkis directing. It's going to take place shortly before the Fellowship of the Rings, and it had been teased at some convention where they had the cast of the OG Lord of the Rings films on stage, but it's now officially been confirmed that Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen will be returning in some capacity in the film to reprise their
I saw
roles.
that today.
Yeah, so I don't know. I know Zaslav, he's like, we need to just take our big IPs and start fucking using them again. And he specifically mentioned Lord of the Rings, and we got War of the Rohirrim out of it, the anime movie. Now we're getting this. But so odd to focus on Gollum. Like, there's such a push to focus on Gollum. Like, they made a Gollum stealth video game. Now they're making like a Gollum movie. I'm like, okay. He's a imp who can barely speak. He's like a crack addict, essentially.
It definitely feels like an excuse just to like make another Lord of the Rings movie. I know there's a lot of like really great stories in that world that they can that they can adapt or pick and choose to. But I guess like with Rings of Power, that's maybe a little bit off the table because Amazon also has a share of the rights or something. Like,
it's so weird. They only have I remember when that show first was announced, so my memory is not super fresh, but I believe they only purchased the rights to like a small section of the beginning of the Silmarillion. So they don't even have the full rights to the entire book. But there's also stuff you could do, like just like there's so many like big legendary stories about the foundings of these kingdoms, like Rohan and Gondor, and all these different areas in Lord of the Rings, and we know like the lineage of certain people, and like going back to like Isildur and past that you can tell a lot of cool stories with these characters. Even like I know they're not canon and they're not meant to be, but like the Shadow of Mordor and the Shadow of War video games, they take place like at the start of when the ring was forged, and they do like borrow the lore, but they make changes, but you can definitely tell stories with cool characters that take place all around the Lord of the Rings universe. And I just feel like I'd rather watch like, here's a big ass movie with some cool fucking knights fighting an army of orcs and goblins than like here's Gollum. I called him Goblin.
Goblin.
Here's Gollum. I think Gollum is. I don't want them to make the mistake. He's such a good character. Like, he's an amazing character, but he's a side character, right? He is meant to be a reflection of Frodo's potential future if he doesn't, hold on to his will and his strength. And I feel like you lose. That's what makes his character so interesting. And it's like without that, he is still a good character, but he's not like, I don't need like a Lord of the Rings, a Gollum full movie and game, and maybe a spin-off show after. Who knows? Yeah,
because we got his backstory in terms of like this continuity, like in Return of the King, like in the opening, like we see him, at least like in the extended, but even in they explain it regardless, and it's not like super in depth.
This is the story leading up to when he's captured at the start of Fellowship of the Ring. I'm not sure, but that's what it is. It is going to end with him being captured by, I think the Ringwraiths got him, or maybe it was just
it's
orcs,
the Ringwraiths.
Okay, well they got his ass and dragged him to fucking Barad-dûr, and that's what we're gonna see.
This just feels like it's trying to find a little gap within the film continuity and like stretch it like crazy like that. Because ultimately the motivation behind this project, I hope it's good, and you have a lot of amazing talent behind those characters and all across the board whenever it comes to those movies, even the Hobbit movies. Mm-hmm. But you can tell the motivation is like, okay, so No Way Home made a fuck ton of money with those Tobey Maguire early 2000s fans. What early 2000s IPs do we have? Lord of the Rings? Let's make a No Way Home movie of Lord of the Rings. I think that's a good idea. That's what this kind of feels like it's kind of come to. Do we know who the screenwriter is? Is it Andy Serkis himself?
I don't believe he's screenwriting, but I know he is directing. We're getting the Andy Serkis directed Lord of the Rings, so he'll also be starring as Gollum and directing. I don't know. My 5 screenwriters. Oh no, okay, only 4 because one of them is listed J.R.R. Tolkien. Not names I'm familiar with. Oh, I guess they wrote the original Lord of the Rings movies. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then War of the Rohirrim. One of the writers of the original Lord of the Rings. The writers of War of the Rohirrim. And then... Yeah, so 2 of them... Oh, one of them was Peter Jackson's OG. She wrote Dead Alive, that OG Peter Jackson zombie movie.
Okay.
She also wrote Mortal Engines and the Hobbit films. So it looks like some classic Lord of the Rings crew. And then Andy Serkis directing.
Because I do want to emphasize, like, with these other IPs that are more, I guess, scared to go back to their big main characters. Like, you have kind of like how Star Wars is going right now. They don't really show their main characters anymore. You don't really see Luke ever anymore. You don't really see Han Solo ever anymore. And you can kind of understand because the actors have aged out. And even Anakin, like, they've used him a little bit here and there. They made the whole Obi-Wan show and things like that. But what I'm saying is, like, I do want more stories in IPs where they actually use the main characters, because that's definitely what gets people into these newer things. That being said, I don't want them just to be using them just for the sake of using them, and then the product's not, like, where it should be in its heart-wise. But again, Lord of the Rings is such an expansive IP. It has tons of lore. If this does start a new trend of Lord of the Rings movies...
Lore.
Yeah, exactly. Fiction. So, like, if this does spark new films, while I am... If the new movie is good, I would be happy that they're using the same characters and actors again. You know, always love seeing them. But I do think it is important to, you know, like, make new stories or expand on stories that we've seen or read and then haven't seen in the films. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. I also want to... I really want to avoid... I try to make my best effort to not get into the habit of judging things before they even release. Like, I think there's such a big trend of people being like, oh, I saw a set photo of this movie and it looks stupid and now I hate it. And it gets, like, spread on Twitter and was like, this looks like garbage. It's not even out yet. So, it's like, I want the movie to be good. It's not even out yet. I don't know what the fuck it's about. I mean, we kind of know what it's about. I don't know what's going to be in the movie. We don't know anything about it, so I can't say good, bad, whatever. Just, it's on the way, and these are my concerns, and I hope it's good. You got my... You know, that's my end goal of what I would like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, fair enough. All right.
Let's spread out our reviews, and let's start by talking Welcome to Derry, Season 1. We're doing a whole recap of the show. So because we're going to be doing quite a few reviews in this episode, so I'm going to want to space them out with some news and then some reviews. And reviews.
Fair enough.
Overall thoughts. I liked it. I thought it was cool. That was my...
Yeah, it's funny. Like, the show... was definitely a lot like that first episode. I will say that was the strongest episode in my opinion. That is the best episode of the show. I know, like, some people have been saying that some episodes surpass episode 1, but I don't think
I liked episode 7 a lot. I really liked episode the one that opens with the club being burned down.
Yeah, that one was really good. That's my second favorite. Yeah,
great episode.
I will say like the expectation was kind of like a little bit murky, like, going in, because you're kind of like wondering, like, what are they going to do? How are they going to pull this off? And then they blew my expectations, at least, out the water with that first episode. But I kind of found, like, as the show went on, like, it kind of, like, staggered a bit. But then there would be some moments where it would spike up. And I think the horror was pulled off quite well. I just think it had too many plots kind of going on. They all end up tying into each other in the end. But I think there was just, like, maybe one too many, I think. Like, the military one, I think, was quite, like, again, started off quite good.
Spoiler disclaimer real quick, so we can just...
I guess so. Yeah, spoiler disclaimer.
Just so you can say whatever you want to say now. There you go. Spoiler disclaimer. If you don't want spoilers, skip ahead. We'll put timestamps in the comments, probably. We'll try.
I'm not going to do that, but someone else can. The AI can do that. Yeah. But, it's just where things landed, specifically with the military thing. Again, spoiler warning, and in case you didn't do the timestamp thing. The plan is absolutely horrible. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense, especially with I'm forgetting the actor's name, the character's name, but the Harry Morgan actor.
Yeah,
Harry
Sergeant
Morgan.
General Harry Morgan.
Harry Morgan's backstory explicitly tells you that he is familiar with the It entity, otherwise known as Pennywise. He's had some history with it when he was a child, and obviously very traumatizing. But from all that, and I guess from things that we have not seen in the show, but that he then explains that, yeah, the world needs this, and it will be a better world if we all have something that we can unify.
Let's build up for that. Yeah. So the show opens with, there's a couple leads, but I guess the lead of the adult side of the show is Leroy. I'm forgetting the character's last name. He's Hanlon. He's the grandfather of Mike Hanlon from It. He's in the military. I love this. I really liked the Leroy Hanlon character. I thought it was really good.
Oh, I thought he was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved him and Dick Halloran together. I liked both of them a lot. And he's sent down to Derry as part of a mysterious military operation. He's led to believe that they are going to find a way to trap Pennywise and send his ass to Russia, I guess, is what they're told the plan is. And they're like, great idea. But then it turns out at the end that the government, that James Remar, the friendly, kind general who you like, who has brought Leroy Hanlon down here, is like, actually, we're going to free Pennywise and unleash him on the whole world. He's like, there is so much discord in the world. Everyone hates each other so much. Everyone's at each other's throat. The only solution is to unleash Pennywise, because when everyone is afraid, they're peaceful. I was like, what a horrible, stupid plan that makes no sense.
That's like the worst deterrent of all time.
It's so dumb. Incessant fear leads to unease and everyone hating each other. Why? He's like everyone's at each other's throats over political things. I'm gonna unleash an evil shape-shifting clown.
He's like, it'll make everybody lock in.
Yeah, I'm like, that's gonna make everyone hate each other more.
And does he not understand like how the legend works? Because the girl that he grew up with, who is an adult in the show,
yes.
Her people have had to deal with Pennywise for many, many years, and they know how he operates, and she clearly explains how things work with, like, people forgetting things, or, like, just him messing with other people's minds so then nothing really gets in his way. It's like, you know that he can do this. It's been explained to you. Even in the present, if you want to say that you forgot that, that's fine, but then there's a scene where she re-explains that to him.
Yeah.
Why would you want that applied... not just to a small little town, but like the entire world. That makes no sense.
It is a crazy, crazy plan. It's so... I heard that. I was like, that's the dumbest plan I've ever heard. What a stupid idea. And then also, I guess it's a bit different in... No, but... Okay, so I'll go over a little bit of lore from the books that's been alluded to is going to be in Season 2. For anyone who doesn't know, Pennywise returns every 27 years. The movies... The first movie took place in the 80s. This one Season 1 takes place in the 60s. Season 2 is going to take place in the 30s. And Season 1 is going to take place in, 1906. In the opening credits of this show, there's that one... It shows a bunch of horrible things happening in Derry, right? And it shows all those people shooting each other. It's like kind of like a mob-looking shooting, and Pennywise is hanging off the building with a gun. That's an event that happens in the 30s. They're going to have to cover it in Season 2. It's in the books. And basically, there was this fucking... kind of like old school, like Prohibition era gang that was sticking up like businesses in Derry, and Pennywise uses his power to influence the townspeople to become violent and hunt them down and murder them violently in the streets. Why would you want to unleash that on the whole world? And that would have been in James Remar's childhood. He would have been aware of that because he was alive and awake and present during Pennywise's last feeding cycle. So why would he has the even something different in the show? The African American soldiers open up their own bar outside of town, and it is burnt down. It is attacked by the townspeople in the show. And in the book, it doesn't happen in the movie, but in the show, in the book, they did that because Pennywise influenced. Like they were evil racists, anyways. But his powers that he amplifies your evil and bloodlust in the book. Mm. He influences them to make them more violent, to go out and burn down that bar. Why would you want to unleash this on the whole world? He's like, unleash the evil murdering clown that makes everyone more evil. That will solve women's rights. It's like one of his things. It's a ridiculous plan. But not to complain too much, because I did in general like the show. Some things I liked, as we mentioned, Dick Halloran, who is from The Shining, is in the show. I didn't know until I read that's from the book. That's from the book.
From the It book?
Or at least something
the Shining book?
Stephen King wrote. That scene of the bar burning down is from something Stephen King wrote. I don't know if it's an It. I believe it is, because I think... So, that's Mike's dad, Mike Hanlon, his dad is the kid in the show. I believe when he dies, he tells the story to Mike in the book. And he says specifically, this is also taken from the book, that Dick Halloran is the reason he escapes. But I think it's just a brief mention of him. Oh,
okay.
So they do mention that Dick Halloran is in town. He does have his powers, and they do say he's in the Air Force in the book. So I thought that was cool that that's in there. I took a couple notes on the show. We're being a little more... We're kind of jumping around quite a bit. I do think it's cool that they do quite a bit of alluding to what next season will be. There's multiple scenes where people are like, oh yeah, last time this happened in the 30s, it was even more fucked up. So they kind of imply that, like, even though we're going backwards in time, like, seasons 2 and 3 will be even more, like, violent. Because they go to the scene with the lady at the bar, Ingrid Kirsch, who is later revealed to have appeared in the movies. And she's like, yeah, the last time this happened was in the 30s. A fuck ton of kids went missing. And then the Native American tribe that monitors Pennywise, they're like, yeah, like, at least this isn't as bad as last time he fucking showed up. Which I thought was so funny. There's, like, a Native American tribe that's job is to, like, monitor Pennywise, I guess. And because they've been aware of him since the dawn of time. And they're just like, they meet in a room, they're like, Pennywise killed 80 children. All right, see you again in 27 years. It's like they're like the sacred keepers, and they're just like, they look at a folder like, he ate a little boy's head last night. All right, guys, see you in 27 years. It's been nice. I thought that was kind of funny. I'm like, what's the point of them? They do end up being more useful in the show, but I'm like, what have you been doing for the rest of time?
Yeah, and where are you guys later? Well,
I know. I guess maybe
like,
I don't know. I guess they retired.
Yeah, they just moved away. They're like, we're tired of this.
Yeah, they're fucking.
This was the last straw.
Yeah, they were done.
Which would have made more sense. I will say, like, just to get my last critiques out of the way, I finished the show when it was airing, so we're kind of catching up on this a little bit. My big critique is that I think there's a little bit too many camera winking kind of like moments, whether it's like dialogue or something that like is almost like trying to it's like a cue for the viewer to be like, oh, that's from this thing, or that's from this movie, or that's from this Stephen King thing. I felt like there was just a bit too much of that, which some of that stuff's not bad. Like I said, I liked the Shining tie-in. I thought that was actually
I thought it was really
smart
cool.
And good,
and they used it really interestingly in the show.
Yeah, exactly. It elevated the narrative, and it made sense with like the Pennywise threat, and of course, like when they're going up against each other, it makes things a little bit more exciting with this kind of the psychic battles. Like I think there's a couple that go on in the show.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, other than that, like I definitely think that this was overall like really, really great, and it definitely shows that like a horror movie can spark a really fantastic horror show, because we don't really have too many horror shows.
Yeah. I agree.
There's not too many of those, and I think we need more of those, and I think that this show is a great example of why you should do those.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I like this.
Yeah.
And I look forward to Andy Muschietti's Batman film a lot more after watching Welcome to Derry, for sure.
I agree on all of that. I overall I think it's a really cool season. I like the kind of flashback stuff we get for Pennywise, like we show how he picked that form. He sees the original human Pennywise the clown at the carnival, and he sees that the kids are attracted to him, but he's kind of scary, so he kills him and takes his form. And one of the threats throughout this show is the daughter of that character, who's Ingrid Kirsch, I believe her name is. I enjoyed her part in the show because you get to see that she's like a, and that's present in the It book too, with the bully, that he will kind of attract like acolytes to him, I guess, like kind of deranged, violent people who are obsessed with him or want to do his bidding. And it's just this lady that puts on like the Pennywise clown makeup and wants to lead people to their deaths, and she wants to cause death to draw him out because she thinks it's her dad. I thought Bill Skarsgård also did a great job in the flashbacks as the dad. I liked seeing him.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I liked seeing him.
I wonder if we'll see more of that in the third season, because I think that's when the third season is, if I'm not wrong. Because I feel like the show covered a lot of its eras just with the first season.
That's what I was. So, again, since we know he only appears every so many years, I would assume that the Pennywise, because like that lady is not that old, right?
No.
So I would feel like the flashback of Pennywise killing her dad would have to take place in the 30s, because she's not very old, and this show takes place in the 60s, and she was already like 10 when that happened. But that was what I did think of was season 1. Pennywise he'll be in it, but he won't have the Pennywise form because he won't have taken it yet. So I'm curious what season 1 will look, because that'll be set in 1906 or 1908 or whenever.
Yeah. So there's also that line that he says I think it's either the finale. Right? Yeah, he perceives time differently, and he remembers kind of like things kind of come and go, I guess. He don't really explain how that is. Like, it makes sense because he's within the Stephen King lore. Yeah, he's basically like a god.
Yeah, so he's literally a god that just is trapped in a fucking town because another god trapped him there.
Yeah.
And yeah, he does mention, because in the final confrontation of the show, revealed that one of the secondary leads is the mother of Richie Tozier from the films, and he tells her that, and he's like, and your fucking son is gonna kill my ass, and he's like, or maybe he's gonna get, or he says something like kills me or creates me, and you have that scene at the end where the girl who grows up to be the mom is wondering, where she's like, he's stuck in like kind of like a loop where his birth just leads to his death and vice versa.
Yeah.
I did like that final tie to the movies, which is the after credit scene where that woman, the daughter of the original Pennywise. Did you see the after credit scene? Yeah,
I did see that. Yeah.
And you see that she's the one that the older Beverly Marsh, Jessica Chastain, met in town. And then you also see that she was there when Beverly's mom killed herself, and she says that same line to her from the fucking movie where she's like, in Derry, no one really dies or whatever.
Yeah. So
I like that little, and it's just like a little thing. It's like a little shred of connection that she was there, like at the start of when this all began, and that's it. I thought that was cool. Just one little nod. Overall, positive thoughts about the show. I do think there's some cool monster designs in it. I love the part where the military guys are in the sewers, and they're like, he's gonna become your greatest fear, and it's fucking. He turns into Uncle Sam.
Yes,
like, I want you. I was like, that's what they're scared of. I'm like, buddy, they already signed up. I don't think they're that scared.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yes, overall, good season. Liked it. I like when horror takes on kind of like a dark fairy tale vibe to it. And you definitely get that in the last episode where he's done that. I think they're called the death lights, where he makes the people float, and he has like the whole. He's like riding in his carnival box and with the carriage, and like he has like a whole like army of kids like floating behind him. It feels very like kind of like mystical and like very dark fairy tale like. Enjoyed. Overall, big time liked the show. Loved the main character. And I realized I looked up. He's the main character in Overlord.
Oh,
he's the soldier,
yeah.
Which is a great movie that we watched when last time you were down here.
Yes, that's true.
Cool movie, and he's good in that movie as well. I like that actor. But I think unless you have any more thoughts, that'll wrap up our segment talking about this.
Yeah, nothing more to say. Like I said earlier, I look forward to Andy Muschietti's next project. I think he had a lot to prove after a lot of things were put into question after the Flash film. I mean, there was like a whole
I was going to say
unfortunate events.
About the Flash. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and that kind of definitely warped the public perception on him as a director, which, I mean, like, sometimes you just deal with things that are out of your control, things that aren't your fault.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I wasn't there. I don't know how that film went, but I mean,
also
the one thing that was definite
in development for like 12 years.
Yeah, at least the script was, but like, so like if there was one thing that was definite, which was like the anti-audience for Ezra Miller, like people kind of went in ready to hate that film no matter what anyway. So I think this definitely repaired that I don't, the term is losing my mind right now. It's like I think people aren't like questionable of that decision to have him as the Batman director anymore. He got his street cred back. Yeah. Like I said, with that opening in episode 1, or just episode 1 in its entirety, I think that he definitely shut all those people up.
Yes. So, and also, the scene of burning down the black spot, the club, like that one long take when it's all burning down, really well done stuff. Super cool sequence. Also a little Easter egg. And you probably caught it too. The people that burned down the club, the 3 main ones that walk in, they're wearing the Universal Monsters mask, which is what Pennywise turned into in the original books. So that was kind of a fun little Easter egg to it. But yeah, moving on. I have for forever, and so many people have said, why is there not a fucking John Wick video game? I feel like I've thought that for forever, and I know a lot of people have been like, why is there not a John Wick game? That would be fucking badass. But now we're actually getting one, and an actual official AAA big budget John Wick video game. There's no real details about it other than the budget and that it is an official John Wick game. So aiming probably to give you a authentic experience of the movies, because we did get a John Wick game called Hex, but that wasn't really what anyone would have wanted. It was like a strategy turn-based kind of puzzle game, which was, as cool as that game might have been, I never played it. It's like, when I hear John Wick, I want to fucking run. I want to, like, some Max Payne, shoot and fight people. Sleeping Dogs, kind of. It doesn't... I actually think it would be cool if it wasn't even open world. Just make, like, a linear game with, like, a story and just go all in on the combat and the guns and everything, and that sounds cool to me.
Do we know who the developer is?
I'm not sure. I didn't see when I looked it up. As I mentioned, I found an article that seemed to have been written by AI, and that kind of scared me. But
okay.
I'll try to see. On top of that, Lionsgate also announced a AAA adaptation of Saw, which would be the 3rd Saw video game. There are 2 of them. The first one, actually pretty well reviewed, came out on the PS3. The second one, less well reviewed, but I'm excited. I love Saw. I think Saw really lends itself to a game, kind of Resident Evil-esque, where you're in an enclosed location and you're fighting to survive and solving puzzles, I guess is how the games work. I mean, that just sounds cool to me. I don't know what your thoughts would be. I know you're a Saw fan as well.
Yeah. I wanted a big binge for the films about 2 years ago now, and I'm a big fan to say the least.
Yeah.
I just don't... There's so many ways you can approach a Saw game. You could be escaping the trap. I mean, that's definitely going to be the game. What am I saying?
Yeah.
But like that could be like really fun and thrilling, and like horror. The horror genre has been getting a lot of really, really big attention recently across pretty much all media.
That is,
and I really think if you want to like tap into the horror games, like right now is a really great time, because it's kind of like becoming a bit alive again. Obviously, you always have Resident Evil making a game like every couple of years. You have the Silent Hill franchise that's just had a very big return of Silent Hill 2, and then Silent Hill F, I believe. Yep. I have not played Silent Hill F, but I'm going to start playing 2 pretty soon. But I mean, it sounds good to me. Like, I don't have any complaints or anything about that. Will this make up for that 12th film going on hold or scrap?
I know, right?
I don't know. Yeah, but
if it's a banger, it might. If it kicks off a franchise, so they keep making more, that'd be cool. You should look up the original Saw game. It's pretty cool, and it's pretty well liked. It's on my list, but it's kind of a little more pricey one to find. Have to shell out a little bit if I'm gonna get it one day, though. That's on there.
PS3 era.
Yeah, PS3.
Right?
PS3.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like a third person, kind of Resident Evil perspective, where you wake up and you have to just leave. You have to get out of Jigsaw's fucking creepy ass warehouse, escape the traps and shit. Sounds cool. I'm again. I looked up. There's not even confirmation of who's the developers is for these games. They just Lionsgate officially said they're being made and they're gonna be like real big ass games. So,
interesting.
Wait for more news to come out, but I'm just excited to hear that. I love Saw. I love John Wick. I love games. Put those into games.
Make more games.
Make more games. More games is better than less games. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for that, I think. Funny news about the DC universe, which is that we are all big fans of the Brandon Sklenar Batman casting. We're his strongest soldiers, and David Cornsweet has recently followed him on Instagram, which is obviously leading to speculation that he may have been cast or is at least moving forward in casting. Maybe they fucking did a screen test or something together. Who knows?
Yeah, they definitely met up for something. If he's just now following him, because I feel
again,
like that
to not. Maybe he just saw the fan cast and he looked him up. He's like, I like this guy. I'll follow him on Instagram, right?
I was gonna say like that could be a reason, but that fan cast has been around.
It's
for
been
like
popular
a year
for a while, for sure.
It's probably the number one option aside from Alan Richardson on the internet. Yeah, he could be trolling. He could just be like being goofy because James Gunn has also come out and been like, yeah, so when I follow someone online, it doesn't mean that they're going to be cast as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like, just letting you guys know.
Yeah.
Because there's an actress that he worked with before
I remember.
on Belko Experiment. And he's like, yeah, she's a great person.
Yeah.
She would be a great Wonder Woman, but that's not why I followed her on Instagram. It's just because
I just
I followed
people
her.
on Instagram if I feel like it. So it doesn't actually mean anything. So everyone's
and that used to be the big Marvel thing where it's like, oh, they followed this person. They followed them.
They're getting cast.
Like with this one, I'm like they definitely had to have like had like a coffee at least or something, or like they bumped into each other like, hey, you're Superman. It's like, hey, you're the guy that gets fan cast as Beltman. Let's follow each other.
And they should definitely part of the casting process, even if
it's chemistry.
Yeah, even if we're not gonna like say that the very first time we see Batman is in Brave and the Bold, Superman does not appear in it. Before you're cast, you need to screen test with David Cornsweet. Because your chemistry with Superman is going to be super important. So I hope that's the case. I would we would all be, even Brandon, imagine he's here, we'd all be beyond happy if he was cast as Batman. I think he would fucking kill it. He looks super cool in the part. I'm excited. Please, James Gunn, do the right thing, cast him. That's all I got to say on that. Moving in. Another review, Stranger Things season 5. It is here.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The strangest things. So, the strangest things. Yeah. This final season has been divisive amongst a lot of people.
I've seen that. I've heard.
Yeah.
I haven't read any. I just finished it, not yesterday, but the day before. I finished it very late. I finished Derry yesterday. I finished Stranger Things the day before. I have heard people saying like that there's mixed feelings about it, and I think that's a pretty fair assessment of the show. That's the stuff I liked. I'd imagine, because I don't think that I'd imagine this is a common criticism. It does not really feel like they're here. Okay, here's the things, and tell me if I'm right about this being the common discourse. Not very high stakes. Kind of feels like everyone is okay and fine all the time. And the cast is way too fucking big. I was like, Jesus Christ, there's like 20 main characters on screen right now.
I have not seen people complain about that second part.
Really?
That first part, a little bit. And I will say what did not help was that the Duffer Brothers, it was one of them at least, because I saw this big post about it like before Volume 2 was released. And they said on the internet in an interview, no one dies in this season. Like, no big players die. Like, no big cast members die. So, spoiler alert, sorry. But, like, you would have seen it by now because it's the most popular show on Earth. But, like, they said that. They told everybody that.
Elle did
sorry?
die. 11 died.
Did you watch the finale?
Yes. Okay, am I crazy? I saw that Nick said that in his review. I'm like, that very clearly is not definitively what happened. Like, that's That's just him
So
saying
when
this is what I thought. That's how I took it. Like, I know, like, I took it as when for the whole scene I was like, oh, so she's fine. And then at the end they're like, is that what actually happened? He's like, that's what I'm choosing to believe. So I kind of took it as like, maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but I didn't take
they do the maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
Yeah, that's why I took it as like that's
but
what they're choosing.
But that's
to
the
believe.
director confirming, unless if the director just like lied.
Well, I would have. Okay, I'm sorry, but you said it came out before season volume 2 was even out.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would he spoil that before the goddamn show is out? I
don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not him, so like
that's a crazy
I don't know.
Move. I
took that ending as her being alive too, because it's the fact that they physically like show,
yeah, but
like they actually show things. I know that could be like imagination or whatever, because like in some movies they actually do that. Like Joker, they have imaginary girlfriend. You know, for all you DC fans listening, they have Julian Jonkler, but like they're visualizing what he's saying, but it's also like that they haven't done that in the show, and starting with the last episode, that would be kind of a weird thing to do.
I think you're allowed to break some rules like that for your fucking last 2 minutes of your show. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but the fact that they even said that no one dies. Yeah, but again, that's like, the character who says it literally says, "This is what I'm just choosing to believe."
They threw that in there so when guys like you can believe that.
What do you mean? That's what the words are spoken in the fucking show. Point is,
I know, but like that's what the director said.
If that's the fucking ending, that is the most unsatisfying ending for her character.
Okay, well
that's a horrible ending. It would have been better to just kill her. What kind of fucking dog shit ending is that? Oh yeah, she's out there, but she's never gonna see them again. She's just fucking walking in the meadows by herself. What a horrible ending for that I would rather her just die. I would have preferred.
That's what the director said.
What a horrible.
Because I was thinking what you said, but then I remember like, wait, that guy literally told everyone that no one dies.
That's so odd.
So like, does that mean that actually happened?
I don't know. I can't take that as being. I mean. I interpreted it as them just saying like
that's what he chooses to believe.
Yeah, that's what they said in the fucking show. I know. The words. What matters is what's in the show. The director speaking afterwards and before doesn't matter. Your prequel book doesn't matter. What's in the goddamn show is what matters. That's my fucking rule for everything. So I don't know. I again, what do you think about? I just think, isn't that a fucking terrible ending? If that's the actual ending for like, what a horrible way to end her character. Yeah, she loses.
I don't want to be like negative or anything on this podcast. I'm trying to get better with that. I didn't really love this final season, to say the least. I thought they circled back on a lot of things that they revisited some things or reiterated them a bunch of times, and I thought
like within the show,
a lot of scenes, like within the show, and I think a lot of things happened like where. It went around like the circle too many times for these scenes and these characters, which like from a creative standpoint, I'm like, why are you doing that? But I mean, if that's what they thought worked, then I can't
it's not
blame
even,
them. But with that in particular to that question, I do not think that's a satisfying.
I was like, what a horrible way to end. Like, why would I want her to like? This is like a horrible middle ground. It's like you couldn't commit to killing her or keeping her alive, so you're like, oh, she didn't die, but she might as well be dead because you'll never see them again. But as to them bringing up and circling back a lot, that's like a thing that Netflix forces you to do. Like a bunch of people who have written on Netflix shows are like, yeah, they force you to reiterate everything 10 times and make characters say everything out loud because they know everyone's watching it on their phones. It's just, or using their phones while they're watching it. Like, that's a rule they have that like people have discussed that they force you to do that. Now, again, it doesn't.
But that wasn't in the other seasons.
I know it's a recent thing.
Unless if it's a new.
Yeah, it's they're getting worse and more cancerous.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's again, that doesn't excuse it being in the show, but like that is like Netflix is just forcing them to do that now. It's like a recent development. It's because they're such a great company. Because like they have an actual thing that, like, we're aware that like people are doing second screen watching where they're like they put Netflix on in the background while they use their phone or do the laundry and shit. So they're like, you need to make characters say everything out loud, but in case someone's not looking at the screen, they can understand what's going on. It's a cool policy. It's really cool. It makes everything better. My thing, I remember when I watched the first batch of the season, I texted when Mike's parents were attacked by the Demigorgon. I was like, damn, this show's kind of going off right now. It's about to fucking murder these parents. And they ended up being fucking fine. And then no one died or got hurt after that. So I was like, I take that back. They're not going off this season. I thought they were. Another thing, I was talking with Brandon. Brandon's like, oh, they're pulling back the cast. Again, this is just in the first half of the show. He's like, they're pulling back the cast. They're definitely focusing on the OG crew. By the time the show ends, fuck no. Like, they showed the whole, like, there were scenes where I was like, there are so many fucking characters in this show. Jeez, it's like Will, Mike, fucking Lucas, Max, Joyce, Eleven, Hopper, Robin's girlfriend, the fucking guy from the other guys who wanted to have sex with Will Ferrell with his wife. That's already 10 fools, and there's more. The fucking teacher, Dustin, fucking Nancy, Steve, Nancy's boyfriend, who's like a Jonathan. It's like there's like 20 characters, and I'm like, this is too much. Kill half of these people right now. And it got to the point where like Will's coming out scene, he's like, it's supposed to be this like very personal moment, and they have to like, they can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time, so I need to come out to all my friends, and it's like the most awkward scene where they're like all like sitting around the room and like at an angle, and I'm like, buddy, you are not that close with all these people, brother. You don't need to come out to 20 people right now. You barely know that the guy from the other guys with them. Like, have you said a word to this guy? Why is he here?
I don't think he has. No.
I was just like, what's going on? I thought it could have been like a nice scene, but it was placed at a horrible time. The show was like amping up, and they're like, Will's like, I know we're on a bit of a time crunch, and we're all about to fucking die, and we need to hurry. But I need to come out to you guys. I'm like, have him come out to Mike, and it should have just been him, his mom, his brother, and his friends from the first season. Right? Why did it have to be everybody? Yeah. Like, if it had just been that scene with just them at the start of the episode, fine. But now it's like, it felt so long. There were so many people there. I'm like, you don't know these fools. Why the fuck is this scene? It was a crazy scene. It was so weirdly placed. Killing Vecna and the Mind Flayer was real easy. I was like, oh, is that it?
Yeah.
They just beat his ass. The plan... I always get annoyed when I'm watching something and they formulate a plan and the plan always falls apart and they have to remake a new one at the last second and like scrape victory from the jaws of defeat. Whenever that happens, I'm like, oh, that's so annoying. Now I know why that happens. They did it where the plan just went according to plan. I was like, that was boring. That was boring. The plan was kick his ass and it worked. They're like, hey, what's the plan? Go there, kick the shit out of him. Oh, we did it. We kicked the shit out of Vecna and a giant spider demon god by fucking shooting it with a gun and stabbing it with a stick. Way too easy attempt to fucking kill Eldritch horrors. And then also, Winona Ryder took a long time to cut his head off. They were like, we need to flash back to everyone's trauma, so she's gonna take like 30 chops to lob his head off because fucking every single character.
I like that she was the one to,
I agree,
to chop his head off,
been the
but
one
like
to do it.
That was like, that's what I mean, where it's like,
I didn't need everyone's
where
fucking
in the show, like they draw
flashback.
everything out. Yeah, you don't need everyone. Like, you could, like, one was fine. Yeah. Like, okay, all right,
but 3, that's fine, right? 2 or 3.
It's like, yeah, and I get like what they're trying to do. They're like, yeah, like
fucked
this
up everybody's life.
Like, yeah, like this guy is like the root of everyone's problem, and this is like that problem finally being eliminated. They don't have to worry about it anymore. But it was just, there was just too much. They went a little bit too far in some places with that. And then I think they didn't go far enough. I don't think they went far enough in some other places. Yeah. So it was a weird, like, that's how I felt about like the whole season. It's like, okay, you're going too far with this thing, but you're not going far enough with this other thing.
Yep.
That's how I felt.
Yep.
That sums up my entire review for Stranger Things season 5.
I'll give a big positive I have. I thought the costume design this season was awesome. I thought every main character had a really cool look, like a distinct look. Like, I loved Hopper's look with the beanie and the jacket. when he goes in the Upside Down. I thought Nancy's final look, where she kind of had like the Ellen Ripley and Aliens costume. I thought Dustin with the trench coat looked really cool. Whoever the costume designer is, I thought they did a really cool job, so shout out to them. A lot of very distinct looks, very good use of like color and different, unique outfit choices. Maybe I've only seen each season one time, so maybe every season has really cool outfits, but I thought they were good.
I think each season does have really great outfits. I think this one, like, going in with like, when you consider the budget and all that, like, I wasn't focusing on that as much, but the production design is always there.
I thought it was a cool blend of like the 80s with like that scrappy like rebel like freedom fighter look, where they all had like grenades strapped to them and like belts and shit. I thought that looked cool. Just overall.
Have you heard of the internet conspiracy theory that there's going to be a new episode on the 7th of January?
Bro. Why the 7th of January?
So let me explain a little bit. So people have been going on Netflix and going in the search bar, typing in episode 9 or something, or like they've been searching up specific terms in Netflix, and then Stranger Things would pop up. And so people are like, oh, so there's going to be like they typed in episode 9, and then the first thing that popped up was Stranger Things, and there's a few other things they searched up that I thought, okay, those are a little bit weird. And then Netflix started to tease the 7th of January for some reason.
That would be crazy. It would be so crazy if that whole last episode was like a fucking dream.
But like, I think that would kind of, listen, even though like I'm definitely not the biggest fan of this finale, but that would piss me the fuck off, because it's like, okay, you wasted like 2.5 hours of my time to retcon that 2.5 hours of maybe like a dream sequence or something
maybe
like that.
Maybe just that whole ending, like the very ending.
They show 11 going and traveling and exploring like what you didn't want to see.
Like, maybe all that's gonna be retconned now. I don't know. That'd be kind of a crazy move if it's cool.
That would be like, I wouldn't put it past them, but like also I'm like,
that'd be I think it'd be cool.
The show's over.
That'd be unheard of.
Yeah, but like that would just
maybe
be
they
like
have
the
that.
only
Maybe they've
reason
had
to
that
do
episode
it.
in the back burner. Like, if people don't fuck with this, drop it. But if they do, pretend it never.
Yeah,
existed.
maybe. Yeah, no, that could be it. But like, I don't know, man. Like it's tough to say with that one, because like I don't want to say that there's a 0% chance of it happening, because there's always a percent chance of anything happening.
Yeah,
there's always a chance, but also I'm like, it's probably just like the documentary behind this.
Yeah, yeah,
that's probably what it is. Motherfuckers are like, the secret ending. Oh, yep. And I'm like, it's bad enough that they've already like opened the doors for spin-offs and all that, and they've talked about spin-offs. I'm just like, the story's like done. The Upside Down is done. So unless you continue the universe where you experience the day in the life of like Hopper.
So
or
here's
something.
what I did hear. There is the live action spinoff. They specifically said is not going to be in Hawkins. It's not going to have the Upside Down. It's not going to have any of the main characters. So I guess they're doing like just other weird shit happening in the universe. So.
Okay, so like what they were originally going to do.
What do you mean?
Well, wasn't the whole like original plan for the show for it to be like an anthology per season?
I don't remember, actually. I have no idea. Maybe. Actually, that sounds kind of familiar. That might have been the case.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Okay,
People set out to make an anthology and they're like, the first one kind of cooked. Never mind.
Yeah. And I definitely think it was a good decision to keep it with that story for sure. But I mean, now you may as well. Yeah. So.
What an interesting and ballsy choice to take your worst reviewed, most reviled, memed on episode from season 2 and make the character from that integral to your finale. Interesting decision. That's another character. Bump it up to 16 characters that joined the main cast by the end.
She did not. I'll keep it real. She did not need to be there, and it felt like she was only there to justify that ending thing, to make that make more sense.
I did kind of think that. I was like, they had to. Yeah. Here's the thing. They did have to address it. If they're going to go back to the roots of everything with the government and the experiments, obviously we're going to have to address that like there's like 10 other 11s out there. They've been like, yeah, we just killed them. We just shot them all in the face. What the fuck happened with Linda Hamilton?
Yeah.
So here's the thing that confused me.
Yeah.
They blow through all the military checkpoints. They go into the Upside Down, right? With the truck. They fight Vecna. The military's like, they got they got inside. They beat Vecna. They go back down. And their plan was to just drive back out into the military base. And did they think they were going to be allowed to leave? They were like, oh, darn, they were waiting for us. I'm like, yeah, dumbass. They saw you go in there. Why would they not be waiting for you? It's a military base. What was the plan? And then they capture them. And they're like, oh, well, 11 fucking died. Okay. You guys are free to go. All they had to do, I swear, all they needed was one line of someone being like, yeah, there were too many witnesses with like the 12 kids. It was such a huge controversy. We were just like they did that at the end of Derry. At the end of Derry, they're like, why would the military let them go? I was like, are they going to have the same mistake where they don't address why they got let go by the military? And he's like, yeah, they agreed to fucking let me go if I don't talk about this shit. Because it's too much egg on their face, and it's too hard to fucking kill me. So they just decided to cut their losses. If they had just dropped in a line like that, like, well, yeah, they couldn't kill us and make 12 kids mysteriously disappear, so they just decided to let us go and promise to leave us alone if we don't talk about what happened. That would have been fine. But they don't even, like, it just ends with Linda, like, the last thing you see of Linda Hamilton is her just standing there. They don't kill her. They don't beat her. She doesn't say a single line of dialogue. It was unfortunate. I feel like Linda Hamilton's like an 80s icon. She's fucking the Terminator. Yeah. She's Sarah Connor. How are you going to put her in? And, like, she was, like, an interesting character. Like, the idea of her character was interesting, but she just didn't end up doing anything. Like, that fucking evil Black Ops guy felt like a bigger presence in the finale. That was another thing. When you talk about, like I mentioned earlier, kind of what makes a finale interesting is when you build a plan and someone throws a big monkey wrench into it. That random Black Ops guy was more of a threat to disrupting the plan than Vecna and the Mind Flayer were. Just a dude. He was just a guy. And, like, the Eldritch Horror Spider God was like, ah, darn, what do I do? They're throwing Molotov cocktails at me. I guess I'll fucking die. So, yeah, I don't know. I also, excessive fake-out deaths. Like, 5 an episode. Like, characters are, like, always on the brink of death. And then they ended up being fine. Big hero shots. I'm like, I didn't need a hero shot of Will's mom when she puts the bomb and saves her for the Demodogs, and the smoke is there. I was like, oh shit, who's that? And it's Will's mom. Like, where did you come from? And also, like, why am I looking at you like you're fucking Captain America? It was like hero shots for everybody. And then one more issue I had. Darn, slipping my mind. Oh, okay, fucking. The breakup between two characters who've been together since season 1. I didn't know they were breaking up. I thought they were just, like, hitting the reset button on their relationship. I thought they were like, yeah, this pisses... Because they were like, you do this and that pisses me off, and you do that and that pisses me off. Then they're going to be like, but I still love you, and we need to go back to square one. But then the finale comes and they're like, oh, no, they just broke up. I was like, what? What do you mean by that? I thought they were fixing the relationship.
One of my issues... One of my issues with the show, like, throughout the last, like, including with, like, well, like, within, like, the last season, I actually really liked season 4.
Season 4 is awesome.
Really,
season 4
really good.
Is awesome.
It's great, yeah. My only issue was, like, the Nancy, like, love triangle thing. And in this one, it's like they kind of took that, and then they were just like, well, there's not really any, like, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with that. I was like, okay, yeah, I can't say anything. I just can't. I'm just like, no. I just didn't like it. Yeah. I didn't like that.
I'm gonna end my thoughts by saying I didn't hate it like Game of Thrones finale. I think if you sit there and just watch it, I think it's fine. Here's the difference. I think it's a fine watch. I was entertained. I felt when I put my critical thinking cap on, a lot of shit didn't work. In comparison to the Game of Thrones finale, buddy, that just elicits a visceral reaction out of you when you get to that Game of Thrones finale. Like, that shit makes you a little angry. The Game of Thrones, the certain things, I was like, I guess I was entertained, whatever, kind of didn't really care, whatever, I don't know. Which is, again, not a glowing endorsement or anything, but just my honest thoughts.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it on, like, that scale. Yeah. It's a few steps above it,
Yeah.
but like not like that many steps above it.
I came out
That's
being
what
like,
I'll
that was
say. I'm
whatever.
yeah.
And like, it's hard. It's hard to land a plane, especially one this big. Like, this
Yep.
is
No, that's
huge.
true. Yeah.
I can't even, dude. Imagine, like, I was thinking about this like the other day. Imagine feeling the weight of those expectations, dude. Imagine, like, it would be so hard. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the most. It's so easy to be like, well, I would have just done this different. It's like, dude, imagine if those expectations would crush you as a writer. Like, that must be.
Yeah, from scratch. Yeah,
dude.
like,
If you're sitting there, and you're like, I built this, and like, holy fuck, I might piss off 1 million people. Like, and it's something like sound like a good idea to me, and you're ending it. What you're doing here, you can't. There's no next season to be like, oh, I was just kidding, you know. And people will piss you off. They'll send you death threats. The whole world is watching. I heard that like Netflix subscriptions went up by like 25% that month.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy, dude. Again, like, I don't know. It just sounds like a lot to deal with. But that's.
See y'all in 30 years for Stranger Things 2.
Woo! Buddy,
the 2010s
see y'all
and
in
2020s
1 year
version.
for Stranger Things 2, probably, with the state of the industry.
Yeah. We'll see you
See you
guys
next
in
month.
2 days.
Yeah.
For January 7th,
January
the
7th.
secret final episode.
Isn't that when they stormed the Capitol, or is that January 6th?
That's January 6th.
They waited 1 day. 6, 7? 6, 7?
6, 7.
They waited. They were going to
7.
drop on January 6th. Like, wait, we can't celebrate that day.
No. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Here's our most
Yeah.
super fun news that the Oscar may implement AI restrictions on qualifying candidates, which means if you've put too much AI in your movie, you might be disqualified for an Oscar, which is kind of a fucking dumbass rule for me. This entire industry has revolved recently, and I'll be like, keep your fucking AI art out of here. No one, if they were to nominate an openly AI movie, like Natasha Lyonne is making a full AI movie, if that shit were nominated at the Oscars, dude,
For
no
Best
one would
Picture.
show up. Like, half of the fucking audience would be like, fuck you, no. Even if people who might not care that much, that would be the equivalent of scabbing, you know what I mean? Like, that would be like a protest. That'd be a scab, you know? It's like, yeah, no, fucking keep your goddamn bullshit AI. Fuck you, Natasha Lyonne. Enjoy your fucking Fantastic Four paycheck. Fuck you.
I think when they say like the AI restrictions on qualifying candidates, I don't think they mean like they're going to be reviewing AI generated movies and then restricting them. I think what they mean is like if people are using AI tools and like how much they use
I think
that
that you're
tool.
disqualified if you
That's what I
use a
think.
bunch of generative AI in your movie, right? Or maybe I misread, but that was my interpretation of it. I could be incorrect.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like like you can't like generate like a whole movie.
Yeah, or you can't generate a whole
obviously
scene,
or
you
like
can't- Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's what I think. So I think these restrictions should go into like the big movies that
Yes.
people are getting paid millions of dollars to make and have the money to spend on human creators and things like that.
Yep.
I think like these companies all have the money to make art the way that they want it to already.
Yeah.
Like
They're
you guys
already
don't really
underpaying.
need those tools.
It's like that's
Yeah,
the
you
jobs that
already-
are getting replaced. Because
yeah.
like here's, I'm sure you've seen on Amazon they have AI subtitles now or AI dubbing.
Yeah, it has that on YouTube for like on my videos on my channel. Some people like that
it's-
speak
it's
foreign languages
dubbing?
will turn that on.
And it's dubbed like voice.
Yeah, and it's dubbing
That's
me.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I mean
it's
that's
wild.
different, I guess, on YouTube because like no YouTuber is paying like a dub voice actor. I guess I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on that, but I am
Yeah.
gonna comment on that. There's like animes, and I was watching a movie with my friend the other day that I recommended to you called The Man from Nowhere. I put it on Netflix, and we're watching it. They said like one line, and we were like, that sounded a little funny. And then it got to the next one, they're like, we need to go check the car. And I was like, fuck no. And I looked at the ball, and it was like AI dubbing bait. I was like, fuck no, get this shit out of here. I'm like, I'll watch this shit in Korean. I would prefer to anyways. But
Yeah,
so
I'd prefer to. Yeah,
that's what they're replacing. It's like, yeah, infamously underpaid, like minimum wage workers. It's like, yeah, we can't afford to give this dude $40 to sit in a voice booth and voice this fucking movie. Amazon really needs to save that $80 so Jeff Bezos can, I don't know, fucking light his campfire with it and use it as kindling. I don't know what he does. They're like, we need to save that fucking $80. Thank God I didn't have to pay that struggling dying man $80 to fucking have a job and be able to buy himself a Big Mac for again an $80 Big Mac in the current world. Thank God that man is being denied a meal, because if not, then Jeff Bezos wouldn't have an extra $80. So and then also, who else? Overworked, underpaid CGI people. Huge. Those whole crews.
Animation.
They're all gonna get fucking cut down. Who's gonna be the last one to go is like the top paid people, because they have the money and influence to fight back. But anyways, more stupid ass business news. WB has declined the Paramount hostile bid to stop the Netflix deal. Fuck! Fuck you, Netflix! Dude, Netflix is the worst. Another thing to go on. Talking about how Netflix has that policy where they're like, you need to your shows and movies need to be written in a way that someone who's not watching the screen can understand. They also seem to be, this one is speculated but not confirmed, but seems pretty likely, is that they force you to film a lot of your shows in a way where it can just be cropped and edited on like TikTok, because they know that like sharing on TikTok. Yeah. So like I saw people saying like a lot of Stranger Things, like the camera is always like centered, like everything's always in the center of the frame. So like people just like screen record and upload it on YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or some shit. So it's like, cool. I can't wait to watch fucking Superman at home, where Superman is like every 5 minutes like, I am sad right now because my planet blew up. Anyone who's doing their laundry in the other room, I am thinking about the day Krypton exploded. Don't mind me as I stand in the dead center of this frame to fight fucking Lex Luthor with just a bunch of blank space nothingness going on around me and the worst shot anything of all time. Thank you. Please go watch for one day in theaters. Woo! I'm so hyped. Am I being so positive this episode?
Yeah, like it's just more of this news where I'm like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, obviously people are watching. They probably know that I'm trying to be, not necessarily like Sweden, where, but I want to form, or Switzerland. Yeah. Sorry,
I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying.
I think I'm basically Switzerland.
I thought you were saying, yeah. But you're trying to say you're trying to be sweeter. I was like, what? And I was like, oh, trying to be
Switzerland. Yeah. But like, listen, like there's only like, I think everyone is aware. I'm just wiping something off my monitor. I think everyone is aware of the concerns around Netflix and all that. It's this whole situation's just like, I know this is a visual medium. I mean, this is an audio medium, but like, you guys will have to like look at my face when I talk, because I communicate with my face. But I'm just like, it makes me feel like,
makes him feel like Dexter.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit like Dexter, where I'm just like, I'm basically Switzerland on this one. Like, oh man, I don't know. I can't.
I'm America and AI and Netflix.
I have.
Netflix is Nazi Germany.
I have expressed in previous episodes like listen, like it seems like a lose-lose situation with everything all around.
But one's a bigger lose.
Yeah,
Netflix, fuck you, Netflix. I hate you so much. I hate Netflix. I hate you, Netflix. Unless I'm broke in my
hates
if
Netflix.
I'm in my current state, if Netflix walked up to me and was like, "Well, buy one of your scripts," I'd say yes. But if I had any influence, if I was like David Fincher, for say, or Spielberg or anyone else, and Netflix was like, "Would you like to make a movie?" I'd be like, "Fuck you, kill yourself, Netflix." Yeah.
Shit.
That's what I would say. Yeah, if I had any degree of influence and any wealth, and I wasn't dying. Well, not dying, I'm not dying, but like if I wasn't like fucking on the bottom rung of society. I would tell them.
Yeah. So like the big news thing with Netflix that's been going around, like, because I've seen people be like, no, this was taken out of context from an article or this, that, and the other thing. So since they did the Stranger Things in theaters route where they had that, they were talking about the 17-day window thing. 17.
17 is still in theaters. Oh.
I think so, but they were talking about like how like that was like their standard or something. So there's some people who are saying that like Netflix is trying to go by like the actual Hollywood standard, where it's like I forgot the actual window.
It's 2 months though.
Or yeah, that they're gonna do that, or it's gonna be the other thing, because what's been going around, because every time I say like no, I'm pretty sure that's wrong, someone immediately is like, oh no, that's actually right, and I can't find the source of what says one or the other, so I just thought I'd mention it in the episode since we're already talking about Netflix. But there's 2 scenarios right now where movie theaters are gonna either start showing Warner Brothers movies for like 2 weeks, which I would hate. I would hate that if they were only in theaters for 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. I think that's ridiculous and stupid.
That's not a long time. That's nothing.
That's nothing. Like, there's sometimes I don't see a movie till like the 3rd or 4th week. And that's not because like I'm not interested in the movie. Like, no, it's just like, yeah, I'm busy. I got other shit to do. Like,
going to the movies.
Yeah, I'm not like a loser that goes online. It's just like, oh, I'm going to book this 5 months in advance because I want to see this movie. Like, some people do that. Not everyone does that. Just letting you know. So don't do that. No matter what happens of Netflix owning WB and declining Paramount or whatever, just don't do that. Don't fuck up with my cinema experience. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You want to go over? You said our top 5 films of 2025.
Yeah. So something a little bit more uplifting, something a little bit more positive here. Got 5 movies of 2025 that stood out to you.
I'll do my
what's at
fifth,
number 5 for you?
My number 5 is Sinners.
Sinners? Oh, okay.
I loved Sinners. I saw it a couple weeks after it came out. And usually when you see a movie hyped up that much, it doesn't live up to the hype. That one definitely did. I was fucking blown away. I was like, Ryan Coogler directed the shit out of this movie. Did you watch Sinners? Were you able to see it yet?
I did watch Sinners.
I saw it and I was like, he directed the shit out of this movie. You can tell, like, sometimes when the director's on set, they're like, I need to, like, I care. I'm about to fucking cook like crazy. Every fucking frame, every shot, he was going crazy. I loved it. The performances were amazing. It was cool. It was my time. It was like weird vampire, fucking violent, gory, nasty shit. I was just super happy with it. Great after credit scene. Love the costume design. Love the music. Love the cast. I fucking loved it. I was blown away. I had a great time.
That's a very good number 5 pick.
It's yours.
I chose a little movie called Weapons for my number 5 pick. Do you see Weapons?
I did. That's actually my number 4.
Okay,
I love Weapons.
So, yeah, this year was actually, you'll see with my list as we talk about things more, but this is actually like a very great year for horror, and I do want to disclose now. I realize that there's a lot of 2025 movies that I actually haven't seen, but so these include the ones that I have seen.
Yes, I'm
I know there's
say,
other
like,
ones out there.
I have a habit of watching the prestige award-winning movies kind of later. I kind of miss them when they're in theaters. Something I've noticed is when you're in a relationship, you have to watch a movie they might like, and if the person you're in a relationship with doesn't want to watch like a drama, you're probably not going to catch it in theaters. I missed Iron Claw in theaters. I wanted to watch it. She was like, "Can we watch Migration?" So I saw Migration with the ducks. Point is, whatever prestige cinemas out there, I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I will. I'm gonna get to it. But yeah, I'll let you.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah,
for Weapons.
Yeah, Weapons is. I was a little bit surprised with, for sure. I mean, like everyone was talking about it. I went into it not really knowing what it was about, and I'm definitely glad that was the case. There's movies don't like make me really uncomfortable. At least like horror movies don't. That's just because like I watch a lot of movies and I've seen a lot of shit. So like in my cold dead eyes, I'm like, yeah, there's not a lot of shit that like creeps me out. The one thing that like definitely made me feel a bit like ugh, was like when there was the fork sequence in the film. And I won't go into deep spoilers, but you can probably catch my drift when I say a fork sequence in a horror movie. You're just like, ugh.
You should watch.
Like, I was just like,
on that. Did you watch Bring Her Back?
No, I have
watch
not.
That one has the only scene this movie. It involves a knife that made me squirm more than like that the weapon scene. I know what you're.
Oh really?
I was like,
oh shit.
I told Brandon. I just had to when I got home. I was like, Brandon, I have to tell you about this. And he's like, I can't watch that movie. Like, it's nasty. But that almost made it on my list.
And I thought the music was also really good for that part too. Again, won't say what happens with the forks or anything, but it's like really good music, really great makeup on that part. But throughout the rest of it, it was oddly like more like it had like elements of a thriller.
Yes, it's a really cool, and like we talked about what I liked about Welcome to Derry. It's like a dark fairy tale where you kind of open with that narration.
Yeah,
where it's like
exactly.
The witch, whatever, took them into the woods, and the kids left, and is it a witch? Is it a curse? What is it? And then, but it has like a kind of like unraveling mystery. You're pulling back layers as you go through, and there's multiple perspectives. I'm sure you've seen there's that quote from Tarantino in an interview where he was talking about how movies are now. He's like, movies have gone downhill. He's like, where he says movies used to unfold layer by layer, and now things just play out in the way you expect. And Weapons, I think, is a great movie where it's like you don't really know where it's going, but you feel like it's just like slowly unraveling, like an interesting narrative in front of you. Incredible cast too, awesome movie.
Oh, for sure.
That's it. It's my number 4. Love that movie. Definitely also my vibe, like a weird horror movie. I enjoy it. But yeah, I'll let you say your number 4 since that's mine.
My number 4 is Frankenstein.
I didn't watch it, bro.
Guillermo del Toro.
I want to watch that one. I haven't had the time. I want to watch it so bad.
It is a little bit long, but like I like long movies, so if you don't, then you probably won't like this movie. But yeah, like I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro. I mean, like I don't know what else there is to say. Like if you've seen any one of his movies, you will definitely know what to expect. It's to compare it to some other horror novel adaptations, like I would call this almost like I own the Frankenstein novel. I have not read it because I put it away in storage, unfortunately. I do want to read it more so after watching this movie, because this movie kind of gives me the vibe that Bram Stoker's Dracula gave me with like that version of that story. So, and it kind of feels like that, but for this movie, if that makes sense. Like it feels like that version of that film for that story, which I might have made that sound a little bit confusing. But yeah, the performances all around were, again, like fantastic, amazing set design. It was like a Netflix exclusive, so it wasn't in theaters, unfortunately. I did have to watch it on my Roku in my room, which I wish I watched it on a bigger screen. But yeah, no, it was still like really great. So I would recommend that for whoever is out there listening.
I made a mistake. My number 5 is actually Black Phone 2.
Oh, okay.
So I've said my all the way up to my 3. My 3 is Weapons, 4 is Sinners, 5 is Black Phone 2. But let's go back to that. Love Black Phone 2. We talked about that on the podcast, so I don't have to go into it too much, but just very creepy, very unique, very cool. I love that you can tell that the director was like, I just want to make something that is fun and cool to me. And he did that, and you can see it in the style. That movie has a lot of sauce, a lot of style, a lot of aura. Cool movie. Just, we've talked about it before, so I won't go into it too much. But Black Phone 2, that's my number 5. Number 4 is Sinners. Number 3 is Weapons. Okay. So,
nice. My number 3 is Sinners.
Oh,
actually.
Nice.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with your takes on it. And, yeah, it definitely gave me a little bit of that from Dusk Till Dawn kind of feel, but a little bit more like, it had a little bit more layers to it, which I mean, like, I love Dusk Till Dawn. Like, that's like an amazing action horror film. But this one kind of takes a little bit of that, at least in the third act, but there's so much other elements to it. But like you said, like, Ryan Coogler directed the shit out of that film. Like, there's that sequence when they go through the bar and they show, like,
all the eras.
With like the camera, all the music, eras. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
And there's the guy that looks like Sub-Zero, who's playing the guitar.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yes, I agree. It lives up to the hype. My number 2, Gooner Man, Superman. Look up.
That's my number 2 as well.
I had a feeling. Yeah, Superman.
Yeah.
Loved it. Super cool movie. Superman. Loved Lex Luthor. Incredible interpretation of Lex Luthor. Great interpretation of Superman. Loved Mr. Terrific. Loved the costumes. Loved the action. Maybe makes you feel good. Superman does a lot of Superman shit. He fights monsters. He saves people. And I'm the number one James Gunn fan. He really delivered. I was happy. Couldn't have been happier. And again, we've also talked about this extensively on the podcast. We haven't. That was on the mid-credit show.
That was on the mid-credit show.
Yeah, I'll let you say whatever you got to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, again, like, I agree all around, and I did, like, a semi-rewatch yesterday. I didn't mean to rewatch it, but, like, here in Canada, there's Canadian HBO, which is called Crave, and
Host
on cable, there is an actual... Yes, yeah. But anyway, so Crave has like a cable like network thing. There's no commercials or anything like that. So it just came on after the previous thing that we were watching, and I was like on my laptop doing some work, but it was just on in the background. And then I just found myself watching it again because I like there's some things about that movie where I go back and forth on in terms of like visual like execution, which like I mean every movie kind of has that, but I think with Superman, because sometimes like there's so much spectacle, some things are prioritized more than others. But I mean like the cast definitely really delivers in that movie. Everyone was extremely well casted all around. And yeah, like you said, like it makes you feel good. It captures the spirit, which was the most important thing that this movie had to do to prove itself. And yeah, I really look forward to Man of Tomorrow, which is not in 2026, unfortunately, but next year.
I was convinced you it's perfect.
2027.
Now,
Yeah, yeah.
Time for the great the number one picks.
Number one pick.
Jurassic World. Just kidding. My number one pick.
I was gonna say I don't.
My favorite movie of the year is Warfare.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
I saw that in theaters. What a fucking awesome experience seeing that shit. Like you can't get that at home. I have a pretty cool sound system. It's a good. I've put it on to test it out a couple times. The sound design is just fucking amazing in that movie. Very few movies just put you in the moment of like what you're watching, and that movie will have you on the fucking like you will be. I was stressing out in the theater. Me and Brandon saw it. We the whole time we're like, what the fuck? This movie is crazy. I was on the edge of my seat. It was just super intense. I super well made, very well written. Loved the cast. Just all around loved it. Great movie. Number one pick. I think if this does not get the sound design award at the Oscars, then this is the most guaranteed shoo-in for an Oscar I've ever seen in my whole life. I've never seen like a more guaranteed like this needs to win this. Highly recommend. Just very stressful, intense film. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up. That's my number one pick of the year.
Yeah. My number one pick, it was a film that was previously already mentioned. I actually think Black Phone 2 might be my favorite film of the year.
Nice.
From what I've seen. Yeah. From what I've seen. I don't know why, but like it's just a really feel good movie for me. Like when I watched it.
Shit. Makes me feel good.
Well, at least like with the way that everything like wraps up, like because I walked into that movie because we talked about it on the podcast. So, like I won't go like too deep into it. Like you walk into that movie being like, okay, this movie did not need a sequel. No. What are they gonna do? Like this is like the most not needing a sequel movie of all time. Like, but then you walk in and they make it really work, and I think everything worked for me. I wouldn't give it like a 10 out of 10, but like it's a phenomenal film. And if you like horror, if you like action, there's a little bit of action in there. I like those two. Those are some of my favorite combos in movies. And then like again, like the characters that were laid out in the first film, like they don't recap like too much stuff. It's just more so like focusing on the aftermath part, which is really important. But yeah, I think Black Phone 2 is like, as an execution, like the best case scenario for making a sequel to that original movie. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
those are the top 5.
Are we doing our anticipated movies for 2026? Because I have my top 10.
Yeah.
I've got my top 10 anticipated.
Oh, you got your top 10. I don't have my top 10, but I can go over.
I can list off. I can start with mine, or if you want to add, whatever.
Yeah. So like I did write
you made
like
a list.
the biggest movies.
Yes.
Yeah, so like those were like the heavy hitters for this year. So I'm not sure if we want to read Lee's ones or if we just want to read yours. And
I'll
then
do my
go
10 and then
there.
we can go over. Yeah. Okay. So I made my 10.
Yeah.
So number 10. Return to Silent Hill, which I see is actually on that recap you put in there. I'm surprised.
I didn't know that was coming out until I saw a post about it like a few days ago.
I'm excited because I think the first Silent Hill movie is really good. It's a classic. I have a great memory of watching the movie with my friends. I love it. The sequel was made by a completely different director and like creative team. But the OG guy that made the first Silent Hill is coming back to do Return to Silent Hill. So fingers crossed that it's awesome. I love that movie. I would kill for an awesome sequel to come out that I can actually watch in theaters. It's the 20th anniversary of that movie, actually. The very first one came out in 2006. So great timing. Great, impeccable timing. That's my number 10 because I am worried that it might not be good. But I'm praying it is. I'm praying. Because it's a video game movie, they have stuff stacked against it, but I'm praying it's good, and I will be there opening day to watch it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm just gonna keep moving. My number 9 is 28 years later, The Bone Temple. I thought the 28 Years Later movie was fucking sick, incredible, a super unique movie it's like an epic horror fantasy coming of age story. Like it's like there's nothing else like it. It's such a big, unique film. 28 Years Later, which comes out really soon. So does Silent Hill, but they're on this list anyways, and they're right around the corner. I'm down for whatever is connected to that movie. I love the original 28 Days Later.
Yeah, I've only seen the original, and I love that movie. I definitely want to watch these newer ones pretty soon.
Number 8. Man, this is a little lower down. Maybe, I don't know. 8 and 7 are kind of tied, but we'll say Avengers. Obviously, that's got to be on there. That is going to be. Yeah. That's
actually pretty.
I know.
Low.
Well, there's just so much fucking peak coming out. Right? It's like, don't think like when I look at like all these 10 movies are like pretty close actually. From here on the way up, just like how can you not be like Avengers? Like that's gonna be such a huge deal. Like, it's gonna be a cultural moment for us. The biggest franchise ever put into theaters is coming back. It's like trying to come back for one last game and fucking trying to throw a touchdown. I don't know what analogy you would say, but they're going all out. Huge deal. Robert Downey Jr. is fucking Doctor Doom. They're putting the X-Men in it, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers. I don't know. I'm excited. I don't know how you couldn't be, or at the very least, curious what the fuck is going to happen. There's so much writing on this movie. Following up, basically tied for the same spot, Spider-Man No Way Home. Obviously, another huge one. It's got the Punisher! I fucking love the Punisher. I'm excited to see what happens with that. Everything we've seen that they've chosen to show us looks fucking cool. I love the suits. I'm waiting for the trailer. We've seen we're going to be getting Scorpion in it, and there's so much speculation about who's going to appear. Who knows? But I mean, it's Spider-Man. I fucking love Spider-Man. Who doesn't love Spider-Man? Not me. So next, I'm going to say this one very carefully. Digger with a D. Tom Cruise. Have you heard of this movie? Okay.
Yes.
It just sounds hype. There's no real info about it, but it's Alejandro Inarritu. It's like a dark drama comedy with Tom Cruise in the lead role, which already is hype. Tom Cruise in a movie that might be going for some Oscar potential, looks like, with the team behind it. Tom Cruise going for an Oscar comedy. Sounds great. John Goodman's also in it. I fucking love John Goodman. But I'm not going to say the title again.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice. Yeah.
So a lot of potential there with that one. I'm excited. I say that a lot. Next up, what is this? Number 6? I think it's 6. Clayface.
Number 6 or 7.
Clayface. Clayface is. I'm more anticipated for that than anything else in the DCU. Because it just sounds so unique, you know, like a little low budget horror film set in the DC universe with a villain that I've loved Clayface since I was a kid. When my dad got me the DVD re-release of Volume 1 of Batman the Animated Series, I loved the Clayface episode. And then even the Batman cartoon when I was a kid, I loved Clayface in it, the gray version. As I've gotten older, I don't really like that version as much. But I've just always thought Clayface is cool. He can shapeshift. He has a cool power. He looks cool. And getting him his own movie sounds cool to me, especially if you're making like a weird, low-budget horror movie. It's also going to give us our best look into Gotham in DC going forward. So yeah, I don't know. You know, it's like Supergirl looks cool, but that is exploring. I guess it's exploring space, which I haven't seen, but it's so closely tied to Superman. This just feels like such a different thing. Number 5 is a movie that comes out like next week, but unfortunately is not fucking playing around me. It's kind of pissing me off. It's called No Other Choice, from the director of Oldboy and Joint Security Area and Sympathy for Lady Vengeance and all those films. Korean movie. It's just fucking... I love that director whose name is slipping my mind at the moment. But I can't... I don't know. They need to play that shit in a theater near me. The closest theater that's playing it is a fucking hour away. There's a place called The Grove, which is always fucking packed. So I'm not going down there. So hopefully they bring it near me.
Damn.
I love Korean movies. I'm in my foreign movie binge right now, and the Korean ones are the best ones. I've always liked their movies. But yeah, I mean, that's coming out super soon. I think it's literally out next week. So...
Don't ask the critical drinker what his favorite Korean movies
he'll
are.
Tell you. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. What's your favorite recent Japanese movie? I love Oldboy and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. 2 movies from 20 years ago that were not from Japan. If they had asked him about Korean movies, he would have had one. He would have had one. What a great guy. He knows a lot about movies.
Yeah.
Top three. Number 3, The Odyssey. I mean, the hype is there for that, right? That one looks fucking cool.
People are kind of mixed on that one now. People are all getting up in arms about the design.
Oh, I thought people fuck that. Yeah, people complain about that, and then the fucking movie's gonna come out. Everyone's gonna fucking watch it. Yeah, fucking. I know. Yeah. 5 stupid people out there. Oh, yeah, shut the fuck up. Yeah, y'all are gonna be the opening down of people like, oh, the costume looks fucking cool. I know, whatever, historically accurate, more color, the Game of Thrones-fication of fucking costume design. I've seen the videos, whatever. Everyone's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna fucking watch it. The hype is there. I already know. People like, dude, do you honestly like all those people who are complaining about it? You already know they're gonna be there opening day. It looks cool. It looks fucking cool. Christopher Nolan, he makes bangers. Oppenheimer, I don't know. The Dark Knight. I wasn't big on Tenet, but I can sense when he's cooking. And I know he's cooking on this one. I know it. I can feel it. Number 2, Disclosure Day. Steven Spielberg going back to his roots. That's exciting for me. That's super exciting for me. He's making a weird... Did you see the trailer for it? Oh, do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, yeah, it's the Steven Spielberg is making an alien invasion movie again. But it's like...
Oh, yeah,
like a weird, paranoid, crazy one where you probably not going to see the aliens at the end. Like classic Close Encounters with the Fifth Kind or whatever the fuck. Just classic Spielberg paranoia alien movie. Sounds awesome. He's the GOAT, right? He's objectively the GOAT, right? If you're talking about like American iconic, he's the guy. He is movie.
No, he's extremely like
put out bangers. Yeah. He has the awards. He has the fucking big franchises. Indiana Jones, Jaws. I don't know. He's the GOAT.
People sleep on him now. People like to. They always love to shit on the people who are at the top.
Fact,
I'll say
dude.
that.
He's that guy. Can you guess my number 1?
Supergirl. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I couldn't. It would have been on there, but I'm like, I can't do all superhero movies. As soon as I say it, you'll know. It's Resident Evil. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Resident
I forgot
Evil,
that
from the director of
yeah,
Weapons.
I wrote it
Zach
down,
Cregger.
but I forgot it.
Um,
Oh, that's actually
yes,
this year.
We're getting it soon.
I didn't know they were shooting it.
Yeah, it's filming. There's set photos
Yeah,
from
that's cool.
it.
That's cool.
I forget
Yeah.
they're filming in a different country. I forget where. But anyone who doesn't know, I got Resident Evil tattooed on me. I love Zach Cregger's movies that he's done. Weapons and Barbarian are awesome. When I saw Barbarian, I was like, this dude should make the Resident Evil movie. They're chopping a house or big monster. Now he is.
Yeah.
I keep summoning things. I keep
doing
making
it.
things happen. I think he has a background in comedy. Because he did White as Kids You Know. And I think Weapons has funny shit in it. It's like kind of darkly funny. You need that sense of humor to do Resident Evil. Because it is a little silly, and it knows it's a little bit silly. And that's when it's at its best, when it knows it's being a little bit funny. So I think having someone who just has such a... Like, White as Kids You Know is fucking hilarious. Like, what a great history of making great, funny comedy. And then he's just made 2 banger horror movies. So it's like he has tons of experience with the 2 things you need to make Resident Evil. He did say that this isn't going to be adapting any of the games. It's going to take place during the second game, I believe, based on the set photos. And it won't be following the characters. It's going to be original characters in the Resident Evil universe. So as someone who's super familiar with the story of the games, I'm guessing we'll just be seeing those events unfold, but from a different angle, which is cool. I think that's interesting. I would love to see him. I think what it is, from what I've heard, I think he's a little nervous about sinking his fangs into, like, beloved characters, and I think he wants to... I get the sense that he wants to dip his toes into the universe a little bit and see how it is, and then probably tackle those characters in a follow-up, which, I think that's smart, I guess. If he makes this and he cooks, then whatever, which he probably will. My hype's extreme. Also, because this is my best shot of us getting a Resident Evil maze at Halloween Horror Nights. That's my best shot. That's my best shot, dude. And I would kill for that. So that's going to be those are my top 10 most hyped movies of the year.
Those are the top 10.
Ones I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
We do have our list of just the biggest movies that are going to be coming out. You want to go through those?
Yeah, I'll go through what was deemed... I took a good amount of lists from the IGN, I won't lie, but I drew some other ones in there too. But for the first quarter, we have to look forward to immediately 28 years later, Bone Temple. That comes out basically next week or 2 weeks from now. Then we have Return to Silent Hill. That's in this first quarter. So that's pretty fast as well. The Bride,
looks cool.
which has Christian Bale and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. We got Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, looks cool.
We have The Mummy.
I'm hyped for that one. I actually am hyped for that one. I don't know if it would have made my top 10 list,
I haven't seen too much from it.
That's wait, it's coming out when?
First quarter, so like first 3 months of.
Didn't they just announce this movie like last week? Damn, that's crazy. What the hell?
Yeah, and then Michael Jackson.
That's
Michael,
a huge.
I should say
that one's gonna make money.
That one's gonna make money.
That's
gonna make money
for sure. That one's gonna shit money. What do we got after?
Yeah, no. After that, in the second quarter, to kick things off, we're revisiting a galaxy far, far away with Mandalorian and Grogu. Then we have Mortal Kombat 2, which was delayed until 2026. Yeah, no, like, it was ridiculous. It had to have been like 8 months or something at least. But anywho, then we have another sequel, Scary Movie 6.
That's a crazy one. Yeah, that was a crazy one to be like, we're bringing this one back out.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that one's gonna go down. Yeah. I didn't know this one was coming out so fast, but Toy Story 5.
That's crazy.
Some of these have to be getting delayed because some of these feel too soon. And then we have Supergirl, and then that closes off the second quarter. So now this is like mainly late summer releases and such. We have Minions 3. live action Moana with The Rock. So The Rock will be in live action playing Maui, or
Maui,
yeah,
it
I
is
think it's
Maui.
Maui. And then The Odyssey, and then the return to the Evil Dead universe
That one I
after
didn't know was
the
coming
previous
out.
one, Evil Dead
I didn't know it was
Rise.
coming out until I was when I was looking up the movies for my most anticipated on my before the podcast. I saw that I was like, I didn't know this movie was releasing.
Yeah, I remember hearing that they were going to do another one, but I don't think this one's a sequel to the previous one. I think it's just another Evil Dead formula kind of movie. Yeah, it's just another Evil Dead movie. Which, like, I hope this one's a little bit more memorable. Like, the other one, I was, like, fine, but it felt a little bit more, like, not quite Evil Dead. Evil Dead's very hard to
I thought Evil Dead Rise was
capture.
all
And
right.
I
love the part when you see them.
Yeah.
I love that you can see the evil shit in the book that they do, where you kind of see like the spells and the rituals. I thought that was a cool little thing they added into that movie.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely better than the 2013
That one just
version,
doesn't feel
for
like
sure.
Evil Dead to me. Like it lacks the comedy.
It doesn't, yeah. No.
Very serious.
Yeah, like the energy is like totally off. Yeah. Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man, Brand New Day. The delayed, the canceled, then delayed, ongoing delayed. Coyote
That's
versus
a hype
Acme.
one, actually. That we're actually getting it. That's a hype one.
That one might actually make money just because people are like
It
very
better.
curious about it. It's had like the publicity has like
free
made
publicity.
itself over years. Like it's not just like 1 year. I think it was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. And then we have Clayface, another WB release, and then Resident Evil. So that will close out the fall. And then the fourth quarter, we have a Avatar: The Last Airbender film, Legend
That
of
one got
Aang.
bumped off of,
that
one got bumped to streaming.
Yes.
Huge
Oh yeah,
bummer.
it did, huh?
We could have gotten
that
a 2D
was a
animated
Paramount
movie,
thing, I
hand-drawn
think.
animated movie in theaters. Thanks, Paramount. Woo!
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, because animated movies have been kind of making a comeback with the theaters quite a bit. Like, yeah. Then we have Street Fighter.
Did you see the
from the Game
did you see the
Awards?
teaser for it? Awesome teaser. I loved it.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely a lot more excited for
posters,
it now after all that Game Awards
the
stuff.
posters
Yeah.
look awesome. They're taking the right approach. Where it's like kind of funny. They're like it's silly, which is good.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what they should have
there
done.
should be some level of self-awareness.
I was afraid they would try to go all serious, but I mean, I had a feeling I knew that would be the correct choice, and they made it, so that's good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we have another Hunger
Sunrise
Games
on the
film.
Reaping.
This is a sequel to the. Yeah, this is a sequel to the most recent one, I
just
believe.
a separate prequel. Yeah.
No, it's just a separate one. Okay.
I saw the last one with Alex. That one's about Donald Sutherland's character. This one's about what's his face
okay.
from True Detective and
Yeah, Woody
Harrelson's
Harrelson.
character. It's about him in the Hunger Games.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that they're kind of doing that. The Fokker-in-law. That's hype for
Ben's
me.
a huge Fokkers universe enjoyer. Ben's the #1 soldier defending the Fokkers universe.
It's usually about once a year, or maybe every 2 years. Usually once a year. I'll do a bunch of those movies.
Binge is about to get a little
and I
bit
don't
longer.
give a fuck.
It's about
I
to get
like
a
them.
little longer, 90 minutes longer. That binge is
Yeah,
growing.
you gotta like, you gotta use De Niro while he's still around. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best use of him. Fokker-in-law. I'm watching you do I'm watching you, Fokker. I'm watching.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Amazing.
I wonder how this one's gonna go down because Ben Stiller was married to, I forgot the woman's name,
shit.
but she, whoever his wife is in those movies, that was his wife in real life, and they are divorced in real life. So now you have Jack Burns' greatest fear coming true. It's like, I'm watching you, Fokker. So really, there's some hype
She's
around
gonna
this
die.
movie if you think about it.
The character's gonna die.
Yeah,
She's
it's about
died.
it's about a very old, out of prime former CIA agent, Jack. He's going to hunt down Greg Fokker. So yeah,
Stop knowing their name. Dude called him Greg Fokker.
That's his name. His real name is, it's an outdated joke, but in the films, his real name is Gaylord Fokker. And they made a really big deal out of that in the movie. They're like, your name is Gaylord, like gay. Didn't age very well.
What an insane movie. Incredible.
Insane trilogy. And then you have Meet the Fockers, and then you have Little Fockers, and now you're going to have Fokker-in-law.
That's incredible.
So.
Then a Jumanji sequel.
Yeah, and then a Jumanji sequel.
That first
ending the trilogy,
Jumanji
yeah.
movie is actually pretty good. I haven't seen the second one in forever, but I enjoyed the first one. The first one was also one of those surprise movies that came out and made like way more money than they thought it would. It made like $700 million or something crazy.
Oh yeah, I missed out on those. I was in high school at the time, so I didn't really go out and see them. But they made a lot of money, and I thought, yeah. So like, this is a sequel, and does this include The Rock?
The
Still?
Rock
Okay.
and Kevin Hart and Jack Black and Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy is the fourth member.
Yes,
and Joe Jonas.
And then
Joe Jonas. One of them.
Yes.
They find him at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And then we have Avengers Doomsday, and then to cap it off with another horror film, we have a Werewolf.
Are we not
and
also
I'm not
getting
quite sure what
Ryan
Werewolf
Gosling in
is
Star
about.
Wars, I believe?
That's not this year, I don't think. No. They're spending a year for visual effects, which is good, because you should make that movie look as good as possible.
Well, stacked, cool year. One last piece of news that I forgot because it was at the end. Captain Adam is going to appear in Season 2 of Creature Commandos, which is sick. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
We're about to talk a little bit more
this
about
could
it
be
Comic Book Club.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
we might not have brought him up.
That's right.
Comic Book Club, whatever.
That is true. But yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. This might be that Alan Richardson role. That's not Batman.
That'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
That'd be an interesting way to introduce him too.
Yeah, make him like a crazy,
and I feel like they should put. Yeah, like I like with these DCU projects where like their stories are separated enough where like you don't need to like watch them to know to see the next thing. Like Peacemaker was a little bit less like that in terms of like tying in with Superman more, but like when you're watching Superman, you don't need to watch Peacemaker to watch Man of Tomorrow. So I like that trend. I hope they kind of keep that, but I do think they should put more importance on the shows, and I think Captain Adam being introduced is a good step in that direction for sure.
I agree. Moving on to Comic Book Club.
Comic Book Club.
Today we're talking about Deceased. You can, at the end of this, we're going to spin a wheel for a new comic, and you guys can read along with us at home and comment and, just interact with the podcast and give your thoughts on it. But today, Tom Taylor's Deceased. I binge read it last night. What are your overall impressions of it?
I'm a little bit like mixed on it, honestly. I think Tom Taylor is a good writer, but this one we'll get into it as we pursue. But I'm definitely, in terms of my overall feelings on it, very mixed, and it feels like things that I've seen before in either other DC comics or other DC stories, like animated things like that. Then again, giving its genre, like it is limited in that regard, but we'll get into that.
I largely agree. Just to summarize, we actually don't have to go super in depth on the story of this one, but I'll give the summary of how it starts. Darkseid comes to Earth, gets his ass fucking kicked, and it turns out this whole invasion of Earth was a plan to get the second half of the anti-life equation. The only way to get it is through Cyborg, and when they capture Cyborg and take him back to Apocalypse, they experiment on him. But if Cyborg dies during this experimentation, then the anti-life equation will be lost. So Darkseid, in an attempt to keep Cyborg alive while he tries to extract the anti-life equation, captures the Black Racer, who is DC's version of Death, and in doing that messes up the anti-life equation. So when he prevents Cyborg's death, it causes the anti-life equation to fuse with Cyborg's human and robotic side, which infects it with death, and it ends up killing Darkseid and spreading to Earth through technology. And anyone who views a screen with the anti-life equation will be turned into a zombie whose only purpose is to spread death. So he's sent back to Earth in a boom tube, and immediately spreads this massive infection. And the DC universe begins to quickly collapse. And we can kind of just skip around from there because it's just typical survival stuff. First thoughts, again, let's go into spoilers. My biggest takeaway, my biggest thumbs up I give this story is that it does have balls. They violently killed everybody. It's like everyone dies. Superman dies at the end. Batman dies at the beginning. The Flash dies.
Yeah.
Fucking Green Lantern dies. Wonder Woman dies. Aquaman dies. Mera dies. They all die horribly and violently. And you see heroes in very unflattering, compromising... It's surprising that DC would allow them to show their biggest headliners just kind of being massacred. There is a general rule of like brand protection where you don't want to see the heroes getting fucked up too much because then it's kind of like part of the brand that they're like untouchable to a degree. But they get fucked up in this.
Yeah, well, they immediately kill most of the Bat family. Nightwing, Tim Drake, Batgirl, and then Len Batman, which is like right off the bat, which I can respect, like kicking him off sooner than later, just because like I like Batman's like probably my favorite DC character, if not my favorite comic book character. Yeah, like a lot of writers, like I mean, I understand it because like he's goated, he's awesome. Like if I had to pick someone to write a protagonist role for within DC, it would definitely be it would be Batman. I'm not going to deny that, but I think Tom Taylor was like, all right, let's change it up a little bit. So understandably, like he's kicked off earlier, and the way that he goes out makes sense. And there's a rule for Batman I've noticed in Event Comics. He either is the main character or he dies at the beginning, because what else? Oh, fucking what we're reading right now, DCKO, he dies right off the bat. Forever Evil, he comes back at the very end and is like the only one. He lasts a little bit longer in this Atlanta DCKO, but end of the first issue? Yeah. Well, he gets it. I have the compact. So he gets infected at the end of the first issue, and then like at the start of the second issue, he like dies. But another positive. I read this book really late last night, and I was like, I'll read it for a couple issues, and then when I'm on break at work, I'll read the rest, and then I'll read the last before. I just binged through it. It is a very, like, maybe it's different than the compact, but when I was reading, like, issue to issue, as soon as I finished, I'm like, damn, I need to know what happens next. It's very enthralling. It pulls you in. He does a good job of constantly escalating the stakes. The world becomes more dangerous. But I did kind of feel like he almost escalates the stakes too much, because humanity is very clearly cooked, like, by the first issue. Like, it happens and you're like, we're done. It's over. Like, everyone's dead. And Cyborg's like, yeah, they're dead. There's no saving them, which at the end we find out is not true. I guess he just assumed it, and they all went along with it. But yeah, that felt a little bit... Yeah, that pissed me off. Like, that definitely felt some, like... Does that lead? All right, like maybe it leads into a sequel. I don't know, but that did piss me off because I was like, wait, because for anyone who doesn't know, and he was reading at the end of the story, it's just Cyborg is left on Earth with the infected Wonder Woman, and he takes her lasso, and he's like, now that I got you here, and you're infected in the hive mind, is there any way to cure people? And she's like, yep, and then she kills him. And I was like, motherfucker, Wonder Woman's been there the whole time. Why did you do this earlier? I was like, why did no one think of that? Whatever, I don't know. I guess they were kind of busy trying to fend off literally the entire world was infected in 1 second. Like fucking. Another thing I thought was kind of bullshit was how Captain Atom got infected. It's like, I was like, how did they allow this?
what's happening is Argus is investigating a zombie's body. So they send the Atom in. He shrinks down and goes in to study the virus. And Waller's like, this motherfucker's taking too long. Captain Atom, nuke the Earth. He's like, all right, Waller, I'm off to do it. He goes to do it. When he's flying, he's like, Lois Lane is narrating the whole book. And she's like, one of the scientists at Cadmus had a theory that maybe Ray Palmer, when he was studying the body, got infected. And then maybe he crawled out of the body. Oh, wait, I'm thinking. Never mind. This scientist theorized it after. Because I wasn't aware Lois Lane was narrating the book until the book ended. And she says, like, this is Lois Lane, blah, blah, blah. So I thought that was just a narrator narrating events as they were happening. I get it. Okay, so what happens is we see that the Atom was infected inside of the zombie, crawled out, went into Captain Atom's body and infected him, and he killed like a bunch of people. He blew up Metropolis. And when the narration says is like a scientist had a theory that that's what happened. And I was like, I was under the impression that like a narrator who existed in the current timeline was telling me that. I was like, well, if that scientist had that dumbass theory, why didn't he fucking stop him? But I realized that at the end of the book, the survivors get on arcs and leave with Lois Lane, and I'm guessing a scientist who was there told her that probably, and she's thinking back on this. Okay, that makes sense. But that was very confusing. But also, they didn't think like, oh, maybe this tiny guy we're sending into an infection might crawl out and infect us. Like, they didn't have like some security protocols, whatever. But yeah, he nukes Metropolis and like kills everybody, and all that's left is like Superman and Lois Lane and Damian Wayne, and it feels like 90% of the book is just 5 people on a roof, right? Like
I know, that's my issue. It's just things happening, and like in a story you would think, oh, like that's good that things are happening, but it just feels like, okay, well here's, I don't know, at least in like in Flashpoint, I feel like they did it a lot better where obviously like you're seeing people like die gradually, and then they do that, there's the nuke that goes off at the end, and then that's when he goes back and does the Flashpoint fixeroo thing. I feel like that lead up, there was more emotional investment in that, and I feel like that was lacking in this book. It just feels like, oh, like watch these characters like try and then fail, and then that's the book. Issue is, on a I
think what it is that Lois and Superman and all them are the A plot, like they're the primary plot, and they're on a roof or in a lab for the entire book. You see stuff happening, like what happens with Captain Atom, right? But that's like a side, and like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. But those are like side B plots. So when it feels like your A plot is kind of stagnant, even if your little side B plots are interesting, it kind of feels like I'm not moving forward when I'm like, all this is happening, but the main story is just people on a roof trying to fix a computer. Again, cool book. I don't want to complain. I don't want to shit on the book because I actually did enjoy it. And like it is like it manages to make a big fucking thing happen in like every issue. So I would get to the end, I was like, damn, like what happens? And I breezed through. It was a quick, entertaining read. So I'm not saying it was bad. That's one of my complaints. Good art. I like the art. His characterization is not, because Tom Taylor, he wrote Injustice, correct? Am I tripping? Okay. His characterization is not quite as strong as it is in Injustice. It's not. I feel like what a cool idea, and I think my biggest issues is like I feel like he didn't go all out. Like I thought it was cool that Batman gets infected and to like hold off the infection, locks himself in a Mr. Freeze suit. That was cool, but I wanted to do more creative stuff like that. And I also think using Cyborg and the Black Racer to infect the anti-life equation, and that's what starts the DC apocalypse, super interesting. Really unique way of building. Like it wasn't just like, oh, some lab and an infection. Like he took like established DC lore and made like a really creative, like he was in a lab and he made it his own like weird fucked up like DC virus. Cool. He just obviously has such a good understanding of the DC universe, but I felt like he didn't go all out in kind of. I think what's cool about Injustice is he's kind of remixing the DC universe, and I feel like he didn't do a lot of remixing in this. as much as I would have liked
Yeah,
to see.
no, I agree.
Maybe I haven't read their sequels to this. Maybe he goes all out because it does end with, I think they said 6 million survivors, not 7, not 6 or 7, not 6, 7. Oh boy, it sounds like I was referencing something else. The 6 million.
Oh my god. Now that you said it.
But yeah, they get like a couple million survivors and they load them up on these ships and send them to a different planet, I'm assuming, and that's like how it ends. So maybe like the cyborg reveal that there's a way to save them and them leaving, maybe that's what the follow-ups are about. I don't know. I kind of want to check them out because I do enjoy this. I just feel like I wanted it to do more, so maybe the sequels do more.
Yeah, I would say that, like you said with Injustice, like there were so many things that Tom Taylor did so well in those.
He knew ball.
Oh, definitely. And I feel like what he was trying to do, like with this book, he did a lot better in that series. And I wouldn't even say like within like across like the 5 main volumes. I would say even just like with volume 1, with like how everything falls apart. I think he got that a lot better in that book, but it's also really hard to follow up another DC semi-apocalypse story with another within the same genre, and then like I understand it, and then like it kind of echoes. I don't know, like some of the animated movies recently have kind of felt like this, where there's just stuff happening, but then, like I said earlier, like it's kind of hard to get emotionally invested because just something's missing on that front. But again, like you said, like this was entertaining. The art was great,
and his writing's good. His writing is good.
Like it was all right.
His character writing is good. I love Tom Taylor. I think he's a great writer. I guess I'm interested to see the sequels to see if maybe it goes more balls to the walls and more crazy shit happens. Because there's one that's called like Dead Planet, so maybe they go to some fucking crazy zombie planet and some more weird shit happens. Sounds cool. But
yeah,
don't have a whole lot of thoughts outside of that. Aquaman died like very early on. he got ambushed by people on a boat. I was
yeah, that's right. Yep.
And I do like the way the infection spreads kind of differently, like that. The Atlanteans are infected because a bunch of dead bodies fall in the water and the blood spreads down to them. Also, the way Superman gets infected was cool. That Flash is infected, he runs really fast, so Superman runs the other way to crash into him because he knows he can't catch up with him. But he just ends up fucking...
Yeah, that was cool,
and they ask, like, what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? And it says they fuse because he hits the Flash and Flash just blows up and his fingers and shit fuse into Superman. And then he gets infected.
Yeah.
And he destroys the sun. Also, I did like the way the zombies worked in that, where they just had an innate desire to, like, they're not like regular zombies. They're like, I need to bite you and spread the infection. They're like, we need to spread death everywhere. So when Superman is infected and he's trapped, he's like, I'm going to destroy the sun. He's like, because that will kill the most people. So I think that's kind of cool. They're not just like, want to spread a virus. They're like, we want to kill as many people as possible. Cool ideas, but that wraps up my thoughts on it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, I said what I said.
All right.
And that's where I'd leave it.
The
wheel! That's a lot.
We need to cut out. We don't need to spin again.
No, the spin agains are good. We leave that.
We've got to spin again every single time.
And I only implemented this in like the last time that we did Comic Book Club. So like it's fine. That's fine. Makes it more random. It's fine. I like it like this. Spin again. We're removing some spin agains. I want to read Batman Hush, so that's fine.
Like, something more interesting. No!
Wait.
No! Fuck you! I wanted that one. I saw it earlier. I wanted it. Come on. Fuck you. Too many spin again.
Spin again.
There's like a 50% chance of land on spin again.
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
And we got I own this comic book, Avengers versus X-Men. That ties into Doomsday a little bit, so there we go. That's the pick for
and it's more fun when we read a
this week.
Perfect book. Like sometimes we read books and you're like, these are so peak. How do I leave this?
Yeah.
There? And it's like I started reviewing books. I'm like, I don't know what to say other than this is peak. So I'm glad to read Avengers vs. X-Men. I know I'll have some shit to say about that one. I remember when that one came out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. But that was another episode of the After Credit Show. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you haven't already, and make sure to comment and engage with whatever we said. If you disagree with something, we want to hear why you disagree with it, and then we'll tell you why you're wrong. Yeah. So guess what? Fuck you. Have a good day.